So in seedling propagation, we use a soilless medium. Yeah, that's what we'll call it, that we use to germinate and where we grow our seedlings on. So basically at Growpact we use cocoa peat and peat moss, which is of course first of all processed further before this stage. It's pre-treated to get rid of impurities that we may not want into the cocoa peat and the peat moss. So this is what we use for the seed germination and propagation of the seedlings. What happens is we use a seeding machine. The seeding machine picks the seeds and sucks them in one at a time on every individual nozzle. And because the machine has got buttons that operate it, if you press a button, sucks in the seed through pressure and vacuum, and when you press it out, drops the seed into the seeding cassette. Now the machine helps reduce the amount of work, and also enables it that you pick one seed at a time, so that every seed, every plug or every cell within the seed tray has got one seed. So you have one seedling. You don't have chances where you're going to drop two seedlings at a time. So instead of just picking small seeds, and they are very tiny to work with, so the seeding machine helps that you drop one seed at a time in the seed cassette. So you of course minimize on the losses, and also minimize on the time that is used to plant on the seedling tray. So now this is our seedling tray belt, where we fill the growth medium with the cocoa peat and the peat moss on our trays. This is our standard tray. It looks like this. Our standard tray, our signature tray, is white in color. It's got 162 holes, and it comes into this hand-operated sort of a conveyor belt, where we fill our trays with the growth substrate or the growth medium. And the result of that is that we have a near uniform filled seedling tray with the growth medium or the cocoa peat. And then after that, we bring the trays and we use this hand press that we use just to make holes on the seedling tray. And on the seedling tray now we have holes that have been made, uniform holes, and this enables the system so that the seed will be placed at the same depth and at the same level in the seedling tray. Now, if you remember what we saw from the hand seeder, we have this called the seed cassettes, and we have got a seed cassette dropper. So the seeds are inside the seed tray or the seed cassette, and then this is where we drop the seeds into the seedling tray. And what happens is we've got a very simple way of doing it. We invert the trays and we just pull the hand dropper, and the seeds fall in the tray. And when they fall in the tray, then they can be covered with a thin layer of the growth substrate, the medium that we're using, and then they can further be processed into the germination chamber. Before we actually got the hand seeder and the seeding line, we did it manually, and we observed a very high rate of loss in the seed count, because most of the time when we use by hand, we end up dropping the seed on the floor, it's cleaned on the floor, or you have got two seeds in every seedling plug, and a seedling plug is one single cell or hole like this one, so you can drop two seeds here. But now using the hand seeder, we see that we're able to drop one seed. Also, the other advantage is that using this hand seeding machine or line, this hand seeding line that is manually operated, we are able to achieve uniform germination rate, because all the seeds are placed at one depth or one level, in the seed cassette or in the seedling tray, and we have got uniform germination rate. So once we are done with putting the seed and covering the seed, we put them on the Danish trolleys and we proceed to the germination chamber. Okay, so now this is our germination chamber, and inside our germination chamber we control the temperature and the humidity. We also are very keen on traceability and follow-up. So we use color codes for different crops, different varieties. For example, if it's tomato, Stakaya 1965, anything that you'll see in the germination chamber with a red tag, that is Stakaya 1965. Anything, for example, with a pink label is Zara F1, which is a tomato. For cabbages, if you see a cabbage and it has got a red tag, that is Kilimo, or for purple it's Gloria. So we use color codes for traceability, because in every propagation unit you must be very keen so that you do not mix up your seedlings for your clients or for the farmers. So if a farmer asks for Stakaya 1965, Zara, Bolgan, Livingstone, Big Rock, they'll exactly get what they requested to have. So we also monitor our temperatures here. We keenly make sure that our temperatures remain within the range that is good and optimal. We have been able to optimize for seed germination. We also monitor our humidity in our germination chamber. So let's have a view or a look at our chamber. So this is our germination chamber. You can feel the microclimate inside here, the humidity and the temperature. We have data loggers in different positions and locations of our germination. Every 30 minutes to 1 data loggers we can be of the levels of temperature. Do we need to adjust our machines? What do we need to do so that we can have the best germination rate of our seedlings? As you can see, it's neatly arranged with different color codes, and depending with the type of the seedling that is growing, it can stay here all the way from 2 days all the way to the number of days that is specific for the specific seed that you planted. Here mostly we observe the temperatures and the humidity. Yeah, that's what we really observe here, and of course also on lighting. Yeah, the amount of light that is in the germination chamber. So after the germination chamber, we go now to the main nursery, where we take the seedlings once they are germinated. That's where we take them. So I welcome you to come with me to the nursery, the main nursery. Okay, let's get into the main nursery. Come to our main nursery. This is where we bring the seedlings. We hold them here for a while after the germination chamber. And for instance, this is a tray with a seedling that is here, that has been here for like 3 days. And you can see the germination rates. It's quite uniform, and the germination rate is close to, well, 100% germination rate. So we put them here for between 2 to 3 weeks. Our greenhouse is a special one, double foley with air blowing in it all the time. Creates an environment that is very nice and very conducive for young seedlings to grow. We have also ventilators that help us achieve a microclimate within the greenhouse that is good enough for the seedlings to be able to take off and to grow and to be strong with a robust rootstock. This is cabbage seedlings that is doing quite well. This is only 13 days old cabbage seedling, and this is tomato seedling, which is only 9 days old. So the advantage here is that the seedlings grow quite fast. They are shielded from external pressure, which we call in a scientific world biotic and abiotic. That is shielded from disease pressure, from diseases, insects and pests, and also other factors like drought and even human and animal disturbance of the seed or the seedling when it's in the conventional nursery. And after a while, I want to show you an example of a seedling that has formed before they go to the hardening area. This is tomato. Remember, we spoke about traceability, and we say that anything that you see with pink, for example, from the germination area is Zara. So you can see this is pink in color. And from here we keep checking on the root stock. If you can be able to see the root is well formed, the seedling is compact, and from here we still have 1 more week of this seedling to do in the between 1 to 2 weeks to do in the germination in the hardening area. Again, you can see the germination rate and also the uniformity of the seedling, that is. If you can be able to see on the table, this is Zara F1, quite uniform and quite a good seedling. Just look, yeah. So from here, from the main nursery, we proceed now to the hardening area, where the seedling is acclimatized, is weaned off, so that it can be able to go to the farm and survive quite well. This is also cabbage. Yeah. You can also see the rootstock. It also has a few more days. We'll be proceeding to the hardening area from here. It's gonna be there again for between 1 to 2 weeks before it goes to the farm. In the main nursery, we make sure that again in the nursery we monitor the temperatures. We also monitor the humidity within the main nursery. And here we just take, just like any other nursery, may it be for chicks, the children, even for us humans, we monitor the humidity, the temperatures in the main nursery. We also keen to give the crop sufficient water that will enable the crop be able to grow effectively without watering, excess watering, and also denying water. And also here we make sure that we feed the crop in the right manner. We use different types of feeding regimes, and using technical grade fertilizers that we use to make sure that the seedling is healthy enough and will be able to withstand when we take it outside in the field. It can be able to survive well in the field. This is lavender. Smells quite good. So one thing that also we do at Growpact is that we run quite a number of trials with many other entrepreneurs, young entrepreneurs especially, where they would want to focus on value addition. So one of the things is we try propagate for them, and we also advise them, and we try to source for them the right material. For instance, here we have a tea tree, and also we have got rosemary, we have got geranium that would be used for processing into essential oils. So we have got a group of young farmers and other people who come to us and they tell us we want to get into processing of essential oils, and we help them source seedlings for different herbs and different products. So here we have got rosemary that is made for oil extraction. We have got tea tree, we have got rose geranium, we have got lavender for essential oil as well. And yeah, we hope that this is a market that can take off. We still have not got any commercial levels yet, but we are multiplying and bulking the seedlings for that kind of market. We also have stevia. For those of you who have heard about stevia, this is a sugar plant that is gaining traction, and many people now, because of the health implications, diabetes, hypertension and obesity, they are opting to go to production of, or rather using stevia as a sweetener as opposed to the conventional sugar as we know it. So those seedlings are also available at Growpact, and we have got almost 4 different varieties and different germplasms for stevia. The other thing that also we do at Growpact is that we are enthusiasts of producing and making potted herbs. This is mint. We've got different types of mint. We've got dill, we've got thyme, we have got basil. All of them we can be able to supply them as a potted seedlings like this for your own consumption at home and also at commercial levels. We also love making flowers. This is celosia. It's a beautiful flower. We do this because we love flowers. We love to beautify our compound, as you have seen outside, but also we do it for our friends and other people who would want to source flowers from us. We have got impatiens, we have got marguerite, we have got all different sorts of flowers that we do here. And yeah, as you can see, they are beautiful. Now this tree tomato, we also do grafted and also grafted tree tomato. So you can be able to source quality tree tomato seedlings from Growpact. It's a tree tomato seedling that is ready for transplant. We also do grafted passion, sweet yellow, and also passion that is grafted. We are also in the process of sourcing the new varieties of passion seedlings that have been released by Calro. We have got KPF, I think 4, 11 and 12, and in a couple of months you can be able to get the seedlings from Growpact. On this.
Let's go.
Good. So also at Growpact, not only because of the region that we come from, we know this is a region that is very popular with sweet potato. We also propagate and we multiply clean sweet potato vines within or in a contained and a controlled environment. As you can see, this is orange fresh sweet potato, and we propagate our seedlings from cuttings. So not the conventional vines, but actually we propagate our seedlings from the tuber. As you can see, one advantage of propagating from the tuber as of the vine is that we can, for instance, you can see this is one tuber. We have been propagating from this one tuber for the last 6 months. The same tuber can give us thousands and thousands of cuttings as we continue doing this. So this is a novel way of how we are doing it here at Growpact, and farmers can source orange fresh sweet potato vines from Growpact at an affordable cost, and it's clean planting material. So after the main nursery, we have our hardening area or our acclimatizing tunnel. This is where we bring the seedlings from the nursery to harden them off before we can send them out to the farmers. Karibu. Good. Now you can already feel that there's a very great big difference between the main nursery that is within the greenhouse and the hardening area or our shading hall. There's more light, there's more like the outside feel in the farm, and this is where now we come to harden our seedlings. and from here you can be able to actually clearly tell. Look at the rootstock. Yeah, you can look at, you can see the rootstock is very well formed. There's a very nice network of the roots, and this seedling is hardened well enough. It can be able to survive in the field without withering or without getting shock from the outside environment. And just an example of the tomato, which is very well hardened. You can see the rootstock. Yeah, compact, really nice seedling. This is a seedling that will survive 100% if taken good care of in the field. You can see the proportion of the roots and the leaves. Yeah, the seedling is well hardened. Yeah, it will bend and go back to its original upright erect position. Yeah, so this is a very nice seedling that is well hardened, and that's why we bring them here. They stay here for about 2 weeks, 1 to 2 weeks before they go out to the field. You can also see it's not a weakling. The seedling is even. Yeah, really nice seedling that can go into the field for transplant. And this seedling is not weak, it's quite strong. This one will survive from Kitale, it will go to Garissa, it will go to any part of the country, and it will be healthy and remain good to plant. Even if you are to put it in your farm for the next 1 week, you still be able to transplant it. 2 weeks, you still be able to transplant it. It's well hardened.
Our seedlings from here, they go directly to the farmer. We have various farmers from different places. We are able to ship anywhere in the country. Mostly our farmers are for tomato seedlings are in Isiolo, Loitoktok, Rumuruti, and right now Uasin Gishu is coming up. Homa Bay also is very interesting right now. For capsicum, also the same locations. Vegetables, it goes all the way to Mombasa. We've shipped up to Musambweni and Kindu Bay, very interesting also. Yeah, there are 2 ways of sending them to our farmers. It could be on tray. By tray is the best mode because it's directly the seedling is not disturbed much. So it is from the tray to the hole, and then after they have planted, they send back our trays. The other model could be through boxes. We can send them by box, and then we if it gets to the farmer like 1 day after, they are able to plant the same day, though the pickup rate with that one will be a little bit lower than directly from the tray. We can ship from as low as even 100 seedlings. We are very keen on all farmers, starting from the small scale farmer to the medium scale farmers to even the affluent farmers. So even if you have even a plot, a point which will take 1,000 seedlings, it's very interesting for us. We're able to offer that to a farmer. And also we give technical support together with seed companies. We are able to see a farmer grow from 100 seedlings to even doing an acre which takes 10,000 seedlings. Yeah.
Okay, one of the things that we also take so dearly and treasure at Growpact is on farmer training and capacity building and empowering our farmers in this region. We serve farmers from Uasin Gishu County, Trans Nzoia, Bungoma, all the way to Kisumu, Homa Bay, Busia. And what we've done is at Growpact, we have what we call the Growpact Academy or Growpact Training. And we have demonstration plots and gardens that we use. We plant different types of crops, of course the crops that we propagate within our nurseries and propagation units, and we train farmers on how to grow. We partner this very closely with the seed companies, different seed companies and agri-input companies, chemical companies. And just behind me, you can see there's a plot of tomato. In this plot, we have got almost 7 different types of tomato that we are growing here. And every last week, every last Friday of every month, we have what we call Growpact Farmers Open Field Day, where farmers from all regions come, and they walk around our demonstration gardens, and they can be able to learn on the selection of different types of varieties that they are growing. Where you are studying now, as you film, we have got almost 15 different types of capsicum. And on the plot that is on my right, we have got almost 6 or 7 different types of cabbages. And we do this year round. We produce we plant different varieties of different horticultural produce, and we use them to train our farmers. So for now, the training is totally free for all our farmers, smallholder farmers, medium-holder farmers. Of course, most of the large-scale farmers and what we term as affluent farmers, they know how to do it. They have gained experience over the years. But especially for the youth, the young farmers who want to get into the agribusiness sector, the smallholder farmers, they come here and they're able to learn. And we learn together with them, and we grow. We also learn a lot from farmers when they come and they tell us, I tried this, it worked, I tried this, it did not work. And when we try it, sometimes it works even for us when it's not working for us, and we try their advice, it works. So this is a resource center where farmers can come, they can tap the knowledge, they can learn, and we can be able to grow together. So please, every last week, every last Friday of every month, remember that we have got Growpact Farmers Open Field Day.